Hey, this is Donna Nova, the Transdimensional Twin Flame and the Afterlife artist, and I felt the need to come and pull some cards for the collective today, just as a little respite, if you need it, from anything that you're anxious about. So, if you want to just spend a few minutes feeling at peace, here's some Palo Santo coming at you. And my singing bowl was just playing itself because I bumped the table, and I guess they're touching each other. So they started to play, which I thought was pretty cool. So what we have here is the Urban Crow Tarot, the Guardian of the Night Tarot, the Crow Tarot, Divine Beloved Oracle cards, and the Four Corners Oracle deck. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know if I'll pull any of these, but this is the Lenormand. And all of these three are my favorite tarot card artist, MJ Kulanane. I believe that's how you say her name. So let's just see what the cards have to say. But also, I was really proud of this idea I had yesterday. So I have this singing bowl that I love. It's for the root chakra, but you can't hold it and strike it because it won't vibrate. And the little the pads that you use, these, they don't hold it still, so it would move around while I was trying to play it. But yesterday I realized the lid to this candle has that little rubber seal on it. So I put the bowl on it and it stays. It doesn't slide around. So I can now play it while I'm holding it. So here is my root chakra bowl. This is good for making you feel safe and at home. It's the first chakra that forms when you're a young person, and it's the connection to your home and your safety. So sometimes that gets out of alignment if we didn't feel safe, or we didn't have a safe environment when we were young. And this tone can help with that. So let's play this for a little bit. Okay. Then let's add the heart chakra bowl. This. Okay, that was nice. And as always, if you would like some cards pulled, free of charge, of course, just leave a comment and I'll pull either Oracle or tarot, or both. And if you have a specific question, you can put it there, but you don't have to tell me what the question is. I'll just ask that you get an answer for your question. Or you can just say, what do I need to know today? So we're going to pull first from the Crow Tarot. I've already shuffled these. The way I do it, I usually just wait for the card to show itself. I like to have the cards fall out naturally rather than choose them. So, I have not looked through all these cards yet either. Wow, that is so beautiful. The 5 of Pentacles. Those being the Pentacles. Okay, so let's see what the 5 of Pentacles has to say. Here's the book. Okay, and I'll show the book pages just in case you want to screenshot that and use this message throughout your day. Okay, so here's what we just got. The 5 of Pentacles tells the story of 2 different groups of crows. The first group is comfortable and warm, roosting in the tree. The second group battles a headwind as they hop along the frozen ground, unable to see that relief is just a short distance away. The crows on the ground may have lost everything, but they take comfort in the fact that they still have each other. The card serves as a reminder that even when all appears lost, there are still opportunities if we look for them. It also serves as a reminder to find your spirit by focusing less on materialism and more on relationships. When reversed, we don't need to know that, but when this card is reversed, you can experience lack, financial turmoil, ending. The experience of lack and financial turmoil is ending. So that's cool. But we don't need to know that right now. So that's actually really appropriate right now. Honestly, these cards are always mirroring what needs to be said for the collective. And what needs to be said, and I keep saying it when I channel and when I post any kind of spiritual teachings, what is happening right now with Earth is what Dolores Cannon's patients basically channeled when they were in her sessions from higher consciousness, talked about the 3D, 5D Earth split, D in this case being density, and it's happening now. A lot of intuitives such as myself have known about this for a long time. It's not surprising at all to us. The breakdown of the current toxic systems that we have been living with, it has to happen for new ones to be born. Because, if humans could wake up and make good choices to expand and grow, and to make better systems, for ourselves, and we were consciously choosing that would be great. But humans don't seem to want to do that. We normally have to be pushed out of our comfort zone. A lot of times that's why people spiritually awaken during the worst years of their life, like I did, where there was just nothing left to lose. And all of a sudden, I awakened spontaneously. And it was because I just surrendered. I gave up, you know. I didn't realize that consciously, but I decided to try meditation, and I had nothing left to lose because I had lost everything. I mean, twin flames do that, you know, you awaken and you lose everything that's not you. But that was an extreme version of other people's spiritual awakenings. There will always be something that you have to let go of because it's not serving you, and it hasn't been serving you for a long time. But maybe you're not ready to admit that or to even see that. A lot of times we can't see the things that are not working. You know, we go along, go through the motions, and we just don't always notice that there's some things that aren't working. So what's happening now in society is that the powers that be are trying to control us and take away our rights. That's a fact. It's not political. It's just what's happening. And they want you to be afraid. That's the darkness. Light workers came to fight that energy. So a true light worker will not be okay with that. Taking somebody's power away is not ever of the light. Your soul didn't come here for that. You know, we didn't come here to have our rights taken away. We came here for freedom. We incarnated to this planet to make choices. So now what we're witnessing is that if you focus on lack mentality, you get that. You know, this earth split is going to be split based on your belief systems and your vibration. Your belief systems lead to your vibration. That's how it works. If you believe in fear, lack, and victimization, that's what your life will be like. And if you don't believe me, look back on it and be honest with yourself. And if that's what's been manifesting for you, look at your part in that and just examine, what are your beliefs? Do you always think you're going to get victimized? Do you always look for the other shoe to drop? Are you always afraid? Are you always preparing for the worst? Do you focus on scary things? I mean, that's what you're going to get. So this card right here basically says you have a choice right now. You want to be in the abundant crows in the tree from the higher perspective? Do you want to be with the crows that are struggling on the ground with the lower perspective? That's the 3D, 5D earth split. Third density is where the people who want control of everyone and taking away our rights and hoarding all the money, that's where they're going to stay, on the ground. And anybody who aligns with those lower vibrational energies will stay on the ground. But those of us who have spiritually awakened and resist that kind of control and that kind of evil and darkness, and I do say evil, I don't usually, but it's appropriate. People who resist the darkness are going to be up here in the tree from the higher perspective. The higher perspective is the awakened person, the aware person, the person who sees through the illusion of lack. There is no lack. It's created. There's plenty for everybody. The lack has been created artificially by greedy humans, and they've made us believe that there is lack. Like, oh, there's not enough money for all these things that people need. Yes, there is enough money. There's enough everything. The lack mentality needs to go. If you're ready for that to go away from your life, you have to change your perspective on it. It starts with you. It's not about anybody else. What we're seeing in this reality reflected right now is the choice that we have. We haven't always had this same choice, as the potential for Earth to actually, Earth is actually shifting to a higher vibration. So you either get on board with that or you stay with a more dense, lower vibration of the Earth, because there's just endless versions of Earth. We're always in different versions of Earth all the time. You're always vibrating to a different reality all the time. So that card exactly reflects what's happening right now. Okay, the Three of Wands. This is the next card we got from the Guardians of the Night Tarot. This is my favorite deck as far as artwork. by far. Out of all her decks, like, she's my favorite artist, but out of all of the artwork, this is my favorite one. So, the Three of Wands. Let's look it up. Here's the book for the Guardians of the Night. And let me go get the Three of Wands. Again, you can get an idea from that picture. This one's going to be hard for me to read through the phone, so... Well, no, I can. So here's the first page of it. And yeah, I guess it all fits on one page, so... Here's the page if you want to screenshot it. So this is our second card for today. Your current situation may benefit from broadening your horizons by looking beyond the present to what could be in the future. There is a great big world out there waiting to be explored. The Three of Wands asks that you not jump into action without a plan. You have plenty of time to get the details right. And when you focus on your energy, on creating a vision for where you want to go, the roadmap will appear. The Three of Wands is a green light to get off the fence and take action. Go forward, knowing that where you end up will be a positive place. When thinking about the message of the Three of Wands, I thought about birds that migrate. Okay, she's talking about why she chose those birds. The scissor-tailed flycatcher comes through the dark skies as it returns from Central America to North America's plains. What I find interesting, aside from that, is that they can navigate their way through the night for thousands of miles. They tend to wander, perhaps not settling for what is closest, but rather an area that feels right. Call on this beautiful songbird when you need to get that traveling itch, as this bird is not afraid of putting in the miles. So the key words here for this bird: the scissor-tailed flycatcher is migration, path, expansion, and travel. That's pretty cool. I think we could all use some expansion energy to broaden our horizons. I mean, when you don't do that is when you kind of get stuck in a trap of your own making, of your own beliefs in your own mind. I do that sometimes when I'm afraid to do something. I'll make up all these reasons why I can't. And they're not true. They're traps that I've made for myself. Maybe they're based on experiences that I had in the past, but that doesn't mean that's what the future is going to look like. You cannot base what you believe the future is going to be like on the past. It seems like you should be able to do that, but you really shouldn't, because that means you're just basically telling, the universe, that you want everything to be the way it used to be all the time. And that's probably not what you want. We came here to grow. So, a new perspective, an expanded perspective, and some travel is not a bad idea. Connecting to something outside your comfort zone. Oops. Okay. All right. We got two of these oracle cards. The first one. Centered. I hold my center. That's so nice. I would like to sit inside that thing. Change me, divine beloved, into one who holds my center in all situations, no matter how challenging. Fill me with serenity and calm, and wrap me in your faith. And this is perfect advice for all of us right now that are anxious about world events. This is what the spiritual gurus teach. All spiritual teaching is really about this. The rest of it is is like icing on the cake. But this is the real goal, to be centered and aligned with yourself no matter what happens. That is spiritual mastery. There's nothing more important than that on a spiritual journey. So anybody who is on a spiritual journey who hasn't mastered that, then you haven't mastered your spirituality yet. And I'm not saying it's easy, but that's why it's called mastery. Mastery takes, mastery. It takes years. It takes effort. It takes practice. And it takes a strength not to give up. And that's just what it takes. Okay, then we got the support card, which is great. I love it. I get this card a lot. The right help will come. Allow me, divine beloved, to let go, relax, and enjoy the process, knowing that it's safe to offer all to your capable hands. The right actions are always shown. The right help always comes. This is the probably most important belief, whereas this is the most important accomplishment in a spiritual journey. This is the most important belief in a spiritual journey, that you are supported, that your guides exist, that your higher self and your guides are helping, and that what you believe is what you receive. So if you believe the help will come, it will. It just will. If you believe it won't come, you're going to probably manifest that as well, because the universe doesn't think, it doesn't have an opinion about what you should want. It just thinks whatever you believe is what you want. So if you say to yourself, well, I just want to struggle my whole life and I would like to be a victim because it makes me feel egoically better to say that I don't have any control over my life, so I can blame other people for everything. You think that's power because you're not taking responsibility for anything that you don't like in your life, but it's actually disempowering, because then you really can't take responsibility for anything good in your life either. You can't have one without the other. Either you take responsibility for everything or you don't. So, if you want to believe, if you believe that the right help is coming, it will. If you believe it never will, it never will. Because the universe just wants to give you what you want. And it thinks that whatever you believe is what you want. And that is pretty much true. Those two key concepts are extremely important on this planet. And most people don't understand this, and that's why they don't manifest what they need and what they want in life. Because they just don't believe that they can. Or they don't want to take responsibility for the things they don't like about their life. If you can't take responsibility for things you don't like, then you're pretty much bypassing and repressing, and you're not being honest or truthful, and you're probably not going to grow that much, because if you're going to deny your part in your own reality, whereas you're the one creating your life, you're going to deny yourself the power to change your life. So it's going to pretty much stay the way it is. Upheaval. Uh-oh, this doesn't look nice. This is our Urban Crow card. It looks fighty. So let's see. Wait, what number is it? 51. All right, let's see what that card is. Here's the book. Now, we all know there's upheaval happening right now, so this is not news to anybody who's paying attention. But it's just not the nicest thing to see. All right, here's the book. All right. Nature does not discriminate. Upheaval is a reminder that things can change on a whim through no fault of your own. Are you prepared for change? Are you able to regain your composure and fly off to a better, more stable position? From being laid off to being forced to move to a new home, change can appear sudden and sometimes cruel, but not always. Sometimes there are clues that change is coming, yet we ignore the signs. Sometimes change brings a fortunate situation or moves us into a position to receive a greater opportunity. When upheaval appears, ask yourself if you can feel the rumblings, like a seismic wave, just below the surface, that something is about to shift in your life. When you connect with your intuition, you will get a feeling that something is about to happen. You will pick up on that changing energy that will soon impact your life. When you can anticipate a coming upheaval, you will be better able to plan for the shakeup. Yeah, I would say that's true for me. I feel this energy every so often, and I find it, it's not comforting to me at all to feel it, because I am a 4-time Scorpio. I have 4 Scorpio placements. My sun is in Scorpio, but so are 3 of my other astrological placements. And, you know, my inner planets are all fixed planets, which means I don't like change because I associate it with something negative. But what this card is reminding us is that it doesn't have to be negative. A lot of times when life redirects you very bluntly like that, it's because it's a course correction. It's not wrong. It's where you need to be. And sometimes when you're paying attention and you take opportunities when they come and you change on your own consciously, you don't have to wait for the universe to smack you with that change. The universe doesn't have to be so blunt if you're taking charge of your life and making changes on your own and being proactive. When you're proactive about these things, they don't come as a blind side as much. Spiritually awakened people know that. And that's why we take action. We take conscious action, as much as you can. And you'll never completely know what you should do. Things happen. But when you can take conscious aligned action in your life, then you understand that change can lead to something amazing. Even if it feels scary at the time that it's happening, it can completely turn into something amazing. It's happened to me many times. As a Scorpio, any Scorpio knows there's a whole death and rebirth cycle that happens throughout our lives where everything changes and we basically reemerge as a new person, like the butterfly, like the phoenix. Okay, so I think those cards completely made sense today. Don't be afraid of change. Take responsibility for it. Expand your horizons. And focus on your choices. What do you want out of life? Do you want to be, in victim mode, or do you want to be in power abundance mode? Your choices of thoughts and behaviors right now are deciding that for you. You're making your own future. Here's my little crystal friend for today. This is skeletal celestial quartz. It's called that because of these patterns and how it was formed. But what makes this interesting is inside that yellow golden color is limonite. And I just recently got a few pieces that had some. I had never had any before. I like natural crystals. I think their energy is better. And I just like how they look. So there you go. Okay, I hope this was a little break for you for today and that you got some important or helpful messages. And if you would like cards, just send me a message. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.